It's my second time trying this. So the communists in Arabia, right? Yes, there are communists here, as we all know, or you didn't know. And basically, they've realised they no, they haven't realised they built up their military enough, they built their economy enough by selling oil to the Russians and Chinese. That they got on a bit big for their boots, as you would say, and they intervene up in the American territories here. And by intervene, I mean do some shenanigans at the borders, and then get some of the citizens to rise up, right? Um, and out of these rebellions, they also influence the ITO governments in the Middle East, British Cyprus, Israel, and British Egypt. So you start influencing all these areas here to try to get a little grasp in them, and maybe make her own little communist Ottoman Empire looking thing, alright? Or Arabian Empire. Um, in terms of it going well, they don't see much success. They managed to stage an uprising in Mosul, how you pronounce it. So there's a little communist uprising here, but the American armies are somewhat dealing with it. Can't really afford too much, as well as in Kuwait down here, so they can't really fund supplies, funds that are being put down. So obviously not getting supplies through. And speaking of supplies, um, at this point they kind of go a bit AWOL and break away from Russia and want to start their own little faction down here in the Middle East, and they just declare war in the West, and they crush and under defended UAE, blocking the access to the Persian Gulf is, and at the same time getting rid of Qatar, and then just starting a massive war in the Middle East. Not the first time that's happened, you know. The rebels here join up, and then now Saudi Arabia's at war with the whole ITO, but they got pretty specialised fighters for down here, so they'll do fairly well, hopefully for them. Well, hopefully not, because they're communists, so you probably don't want them to win. Anyways, Israel and Syria are pretty prepared for something here, so they kind of like walk through a little bit, you know what it is. I haven't really written too much on the script, but I don't know if you can tell. But anyways, they start a full intervention in the Iraqi thing, connect to the Mosul a bit, and push a web here. So, and then okay, and then they start influencing Persian politics, right, to try to get them into their side, because that'll help them a lot having that big of an army. So they contact Persian commune, Afghanistan, and Pakistan to join in their cause. They can use all the help they can get. All right, and Russia up here is not happy about this because they're all under in their sphere of influence and they don't want to lose them, right? But regardless of this, these guys see much more representation under an Islamic how do you call it, alliance. So Iran breaks away for the first time since the project beginning. Afghanistan also does, and so does Pakistan, and joins in on the side of the Arabians, who are now much less under-defended. And the isolated Indian commune down here, oh, they don't join, so they're not Islamic, my bad. But yeah, so they're no longer alone, the Arabians, and they've got a lot bigger of a chance to win this. Also, the Islamic Egyptians, obviously, can't join. Very quick, the Russians are snake them a bit. So there's war in the Middle East getting a bit complicated now. Well, not particularly, but looking a bit less good for the West, as hundreds of thousands of troops conscripted from across the alliance liberate Jordan and finish off Iraq, and now pushing into Kurdish areas in Syria and Turkey. And this is just a massive threat to the West. Obviously, they're losing their position in the Middle East now. Not that Russia are particularly happy about this either, so it's not a very good thing for anyone. So basically, the West don't. Well, it's not. The West only want is to attack Russia essentially. Anyways, Israel's cut off, and the British mandate of Egypt is kind of finished off a little bit. What about Libya? Well, my friend, you know how I said this was unstable last time because they're underrepresented. Yeah, that's kicked off, and now they've Algeria and Libya both revolt and join this new Arabian or Islamic Shield pact. We'll call it the Islamic Shield, or the Islamic Communist Shield, maybe. It's looking like a bigger threat by the day to approach everyone on this earth. Um, yeah, and eventually Egypt falls, and so is the Suez. And now, support millions of Western soldiers are flooding in and try to defend what's left. Um, but the Kurdish areas finally fall in Turkey. Georgia doesn't join because, well, no, Georgia do join, so they have to. So Georgia kind of got conscripted there, but not much in terms of push happens because they don't really can't really afford it. At this point, they don't agree to. They send a little offer for peace with the West, in which they keep all of Turkey, Cyprus. They take Syria. The West keep Lebanon, and Israel's free, but the rest of it goes to them, and they have peace. And the West, not wanting to put their position in jeopardy anymore after going out one of the biggest wars in history, agreed to this. When I say the West, I mean America, because they're kind of in charge of everything. So peace deals as such. In order for Egyptian cooperation to take place, obviously, they were promised this back. And the Suez Canal falls out of control of the British. That's very sad. Very sad to see. Ooh, bit of green left over. UAE is handed over to Arabia, as well as Qatar and Bahrain, as well as Iraq and Kuwait, which is tied in, and Syria. But they pretty much carried the war, so they deserve it, I guess. And now I will update the faction map in a second. But the Islamic Shield is what it's called, and the borders look like that. So there you go. We've got a pretty big, well, I want to say threat in the Middle East, but that could be a bit, you know. But yeah, big maneuvers happening in the Middle East. Anyways, with Western influence gone in the region, the French guerrillas in the Sahara and Congo take advantage of this and start more shenanigans in the Sahara. Funny country, I can't say the name of there. And it goes pretty well from as you would expect. The West are kind of getting a bit bullied right now. And during the course of this, Niger was taken over. And that's the end of, or nothing really, because they didn't exist diplomatically. Any idea of a funny country name? I think I just said a second ago, anyways. It's not funny, man. It's just I can't see it. Okay. And there we go. And then again, even more land to the communists. They stay loyal to the Warsaw Pact because, you know, they're communists, they've got some honour. Wait, I need to turn this off, I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, my head. That's red. No, that's white now. Cool. There you go. Communist guerrillas taking even more land. Well, that's probably enough for one day, my friend. Because oh no, it's not enough for one day. I've got one more thing to say. You know how Prussia put a constitutional monarchy in place last time? Well, now it has evolved into a totalitarian monarchy, and it's pretty sad for the West because they like democracy. But hey, at least someone's got a king apart from just these guys. You know. Anyway, that's what I want to say. I'll fix out the faction map. Yeah. Bye.